Ex on the Beach Season 8 Most Plastic Ever? Marnie Simpson leads nipped and tucked cast. This week saw the return of Ex on the Beach, with ex-Geordie Shore cast member Marnie Simpson fronting the crowd. She's set to be joined by her now boyfriend Casey Johnson, but there are a bunch of other brand new reality stars too. Having the odd nip, tuck and tighten is definitely not unheard of for those in the reality sphere, but have this batch of Ex on the Beach stars already had work done? Daily Star Online spoke to an expert from Maya Cosmetic Surgery Limited to see what the MTV stars could have had done. Although her look is still very natural, Charlotte has had the treatment to subtly enhance her natural lip line to create volume in her top lip. Maya surgeon she admitted to having non-surgical treatments like lip fillers, which require multiple treatments to keep her increased volume and size. Lip fillers tend to last a year depending on the patient. I would speculate that Marnie has had more procedures, including fillers to her cheeks, to create a more defined cheekbone. When a patient has undergone multiple procedures and they have a record of not following aftercare instructions, this would be a red flag to any clinic. Most surgeons would recommend that the patient should not have further surgery, as there is increased risk of the patient being unhappy or that they do not follow the aftercare policy. The risks associated with this are compromised results or possible infection. Surgeons have a duty of care to their patients, and in cases such as this, it is best practice to turn the patient down for the elective surgery. Essex girl Charlotte Hughes could have had lip fillers, according to the Maya surgeon, who told us, although her look is still very natural, Charlotte has had the treatment to subtly enhance her natural lip line to create volume in her top lip. When it comes to blonde beauty Katie Champ, Maya said, I would say that Katie has undergone the surgical procedure of a breast enlargement before having children, then after children, she most likely had an implant removal and breast re-augmentation. This procedure is when the original implants are removed, a new pocket is created or repaired and new implants are inserted. At this stage I believe she has gone for a larger implant and requested the fake look. This can be achieved with a round implant in a large size and usually out of proportion with the patient's frame. I believe that Katie may have had a breast uplift at the time of her removal and re-augmentation. After pregnancy, breasts can sag while breastfeeding and due to weight fluctuation, so for the surgeon to achieve the fake look, they may have had to perform an uplift. As Katie's breasts sit high on the chest wall, this could also imply the implants have been placed under the muscle. Katie's face has also changed because looking at older pictures of her lips have increased in volume and size. I believe this to be from the treatment of non-surgical lip fillers. This is not a permanent procedure and fillers usually last up to a year and require top-ups. It is possible that Katie has had multiple treatments to create this look. I believe Katie may have also undergone the non-surgical treatment of cheek fillers. The fillers give volume to the cheek area, and this is achieved by injecting dermal fillers along the contour of the cheekbone to create more definition. In some cases, overfilling or multiple treatments can result in a puffy look or rounder cheeks rather than defined cheekbones. Rounding out the girls is Liverpudlian and lass Sophia Philippe, with the Maya surgeon saying, "Looking at older pictures of Sophia, I would suggest she has undergone a surgical rhinoplasty as her nose appears slimmer with a defined slope." She may have had a slight bump on her bridge previously. The procedure involves shaving the bridge down, and the final results can take up to a year for swelling to subside. But it's not just the girls, as the My expert reckons. Curtis, Peter-Hartman, Sam Lonsdale and Zach Tull could have been to see a surgeon. With late arrival Curtis, Maya said, "I would speculate that Curtis has had the non-surgical treatment of anti-wrinkle injections, often referred to as Botox, to his forehead, frown lines and around his eyes. These areas appear smoother and fine lines have disappeared from looking at previous images of Curtis. The results of the treatment tend to last 3 to 6 months. Sam could have had lip fillers, according to Maya, who added, "He has very full lips in a natural shape, which is the sign of a good result." However, it could just be good genetics. And Maya thinks Zach could have had a nose job, saying, "After looking at older images, his nose now appears slimmer and straighter across the bridge." It is still a masculine nose, so I would suggest that he has undergone a subtle rhinoplasty. Noses can sometimes change in appearances when someone loses or gains weight. However, in this case I would say it is cosmetic. That just leaves Marcel Stevens and Tom Lydon, who seem to be procedure-free, but will the rest of the arrivals be natural beauties? X on the Beach airs Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on MTV.